My name is Elara, and for 7 years I believed I was living in a quiet, steady marriage, the kind people call normal because nothing dramatic ever seems to happen. We had our routines, our shared coffee in the morning, our silent dinners at night, and the kind of loyalty that felt effortless. I thought stability meant happiness. But marriages don't break in a single moment, they unravel thread by thread. It began so subtly that I almost missed it. My husband, once open and predictable, started drifting into shadows. His phone, which used to sit face up on the table, suddenly became a guarded treasure, always in his pocket, always on silent, always turned away from me. His excuses grew sharper: late nights at work, urgent meetings, business trips with no prior notice. And then came the most glaring change of all. He began reinventing himself. A fresh haircut he didn't tell me about. Expensive cologne I'd never seen before. Shirts that fit perfectly, as if chosen for someone else's eyes. He stood in the mirror longer than he ever had in our entire marriage. At first, I told myself I was overthinking. That marriages evolve. That people change. But deep in my chest, something small and fragile began to crack, whispering the truth I wasn't ready to face. He wasn't growing, he was slipping away. And I was watching the man I once trusted prepare for a life that no longer included me. The moment everything shattered wasn't dramatic, it was cold. One ordinary evening, while I was setting the table like I had done 1,000 times, he walked in with a strange stiffness in his shoulders, like he had rehearsed every step. He didn't sit, didn't soften, didn't look at me like a husband speaks to a wife. He just exhaled sharply and said the words that sliced through 7 years in a single breath: "I'm not happy. I think we should end this." No explanation, no tears, not even a flicker of doubt, just a decision spoken like a business transaction. And while I was trying to understand if this was real, he was already packing. Within 2 days, the closets were empty, his toothbrush gone, his side of the bed untouched. It felt less like a breakup and more like a pre-planned escape. The speed of his disappearance told me everything. He hadn't just fallen out of love, he had somewhere else to be. And the truth stabbed even deeper when I saw it online. A tagged photo. A soft launch. Him smiling with someone whose face I couldn't fully see yet. A new woman. A new life. Posted so boldly, so proudly, so fast, it was clear he didn't walk away from me. He had already walked toward her long before the night he pretended this was sudden. It didn't take long for the world to see what he had been hiding. Just weeks after leaving our home, while I was still learning to sleep on one side of the bed, he appeared online proudly introducing someone new. Not just a woman. Not just someone he was seeing. No, he introduced her with a title dripping in romance and cruelty all at once: my dream girl. The words felt like a punch because he never called me anything close to that in 7 years. And then, before the ink on our divorce papers had even dried, he uploaded their engagement photos, smiling, glowing, holding hands like a perfect fairy tale couple. Strangers congratulated them. Friends whispered that she was stunning, elegant, breathtaking. My family didn't know what to say. My friends didn't know how to comfort me. The world seemed to worship her beauty, and every compliment about her felt like a reminder of everything I wasn't. I refused to look at her face. I couldn't. I scrolled past every picture so fast my hands shook. I wasn't ready to see the woman he left me for. I wasn't ready to confront the truth behind that perfect smile. Something inside me knew, when I finally looked, everything would change. I had avoided her face for weeks, scrolling past every photo like it was a trigger I wasn't ready to pull. But one afternoon, when my guard was low and my curiosity finally clawed through my fear, I stopped. Her picture filled my screen: soft lighting, perfect hair, flawless smile. And instantly, something inside me tightened. That smile, it wasn't new. It wasn't unfamiliar. It felt like a ghost from another life rising right in front of me. My heart pounded as I leaned closer, zooming in, searching for the memory hiding beneath her carefully posed perfection. And then it hit me, brutal and undeniable. A flashback slammed into me like a wave, a message I once found on his phone, a brief betrayal from years ago that he swore meant nothing, a girl he promised he barely knew. But she wasn't a stranger. She was the same woman he had cheated with years before, the woman he lied about, the woman he dismissed, the woman he insisted was just a misunderstanding. Now she was his fiancée, his dream girl, the woman he left me for. And in that moment, every doubt, every unanswered question, every strange behavior from the past snapped perfectly into place. It wasn't love at first sight for him. It wasn't destiny. It wasn't fate. It was a recycled affair dressed up as a fairy tale, and suddenly, everything made sense. The moment the truth settled in, everything inside me shifted. He hadn't discovered some magical dream woman. He hadn't stumbled into a once-in-a-lifetime love story. No, he had simply run back to the same affair he once swore never existed. The same woman he lied about. The same woman he betrayed me with. And suddenly, the heartbreak I had been drowning in turned into clarity. I stopped crying over a man who had never chosen me to begin with. Instead, I chose myself. I found a new place, quiet, sunlit, mine. I threw myself into work, into healing, into rebuilding the version of me that had been neglected for years. And slowly, my life took shape again. Months passed, and one day, while sipping coffee in my own peaceful kitchen, I saw something that almost made me laugh. His dream woman had started posting quotes about betrayal, lies, and heartbreak, the same things I once cried over. Their perfect fairy tale was cracking from the inside. And right on time, as predictable as ever, my ex-husband messaged me, apologizing, reminiscing, asking if we could talk, maybe meet, maybe try again. I didn't explode. I didn't argue. I didn't need revenge speeches. I simply shut the door, quietly, firmly, forever. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't the broken one. I was the one who got away.